Hello, it's Ruby, and today I am going to be showing you another study with me. So this one was during the Easter holidays, and right now I am just reading through this essay by William Lane Craig, which is for my theology section of religious studies. And then I decided to go through a Quizlet, and this was just my key quotes and context for The Winter's Tale and the poems. And I also went through Journey's End, and I also went through A Long, Long Way. So then I decided to do some general scene analysis from Journey's End when the German boy comes in to the dugout, because it's a scene that I never really explored in depth, but I felt like it was quite a valuable moment for essays, so I decided to just spend a good hour just going through this and thinking about why it's a significant part of the play and how that's created, and it was very, very useful. I'm glad that I did it. So then next I decided to do a religious studies essay plan, which, as you know, is one of my favourite ways to revise for religious studies. So then on the bottom of this, I just brainstormed different approaches to sexual ethics from the 4 ethical theories which we study. So I just made a table and just outlined the key points that you would maybe talk about in an essay. And then next I decided to do a chemistry paper, and I believe that this was a Unit 4 one from the old spec. We don't have any new ones really because we're the second year doing the course, and so I'm really just going through other specifications and old papers. And then next I decided to just do some amino acids revision, because amino acids is one of my least favourite parts of the chemistry course, I've got to admit. I find it really tricky to do, so that's what I was doing just there, and here I am just doing some revision for proton NMR, so I was just going through some questions. And then I had done some chemistry questions the day before, so I just decided to go through these and mark them. So then I just decided to read through this essay plan, and I actually got up and did some stretches as well because my back was hurting a little bit. So I did a revision recording of me reading through this essay plan so that I could basically just listen back to it when I was traveling, or when I wasn't able to do active revision, or I didn't have access to my notes and I only had my phone. So then next I decided to just do some active recall or blurting of Anselm and Swinburne for The Nature of God on God's temporality. And so that's what I was just doing here, seeing how much I could remember of both of the topics. And then after having done that, I decided to do a timed paragraph on this, This is quite a specific thing to focus on, I know, but it's something I realised I wasn't really including in my essays, and so I just wanted to go over it to make sure that I would include it more. So then I decided to take a break from actual revision and read through Philosophy Now, which my dad had picked me up on his way home from work the day before. So this month's edition was on Heidegger or Heidegger, I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. Please let me know in the comments if I'm pronouncing it wrong. So I just went through some articles and highlighted them and then just made some brief comments. And actually, it was so interesting because there was a direct comparison to Descartes' work and how the two are incompatible, and I found that quite interesting because I didn't actually agree with it, so I was encouraging for myself to think, which is why I was putting these little critical points on post-it notes so that I was actually engaging with the articles. And then I just took some washi tape and just made a note of the articles that I really wanted to read, because not all of them were that interesting for me, but a lot of them were. And then I just read through this article as well, which was on the teleological argument, and it was very amusing. It was a discussion between two professors. So that's all of the studying that I managed to do today. Do remember that I don't do 12 or 15 hours every day. Some days I will do this much revision. It really just depends. So thank you so much for watching and have a productive week.